you so much. I'm sure that's quite an interesting subject at the same time. Many of the health professionals may be looking at it from a completely complex point of view because epigenetics, blockchain, all those kinds of words itself are complicated. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to make it simple, mainly because I'm not a medical doctor, so I can make things more simple because when doctors talk to doctors, then it may be more complicated. So I'm going to talk from a layman's perspective. My background has been in wellness. The last 20 years I have been in the field of wellness. Set up a wellness hospital, and then we built 2 major brands in wellness during the last 20 years. But in the last 3 to 4 years, I have been totally working on an interesting project that's a longevity research and human peak performance. This was the area on which I was doing my research. 2006-8 was the time when I was very passionate about it. I do a lot of motivational speaking, and I used to do a lot of peak performance programs. That made me to understand what is going on in human brain. So we got some good mentors who gave me the idea about what's going on in the brain, and so I spent quite a good amount of time understanding about what happens in the human brain, how the function of brain can be enhanced, because I believe neuroscience, out of all the different streams of medical science, is a very new thing. When it comes to neuroscience, always people think that it's basically the neurosurgeon or the neurophysician or the psychiatrist. But I strongly believe that as a human being, if you really want to be successful, you need to know about your brain, and you should know how the brain functions and how you can optimize your brain. That's the most important thing. Because the worst thing which can happen for anybody is that on a fine morning you wake up and say that, oh, everything looks dull today. Things are not happening. I'm feeling bored. I don't feel like doing something good today. So if you can get out of that by putting some switches on, if you can. So that's where I was very keen, because when the normal motivational programs, when you give motivation, it lasts for a couple of days. After that, the people come to the normal level. That's where I thought, we should do something extra, something different. How can I give persistent, levels of performance for people? So that made me to do a research in 2006 to 2005 to 2007, which is published the Thought Process Re-Engineering. And I used to conduct a lot of workshops with that. Later on, I realized that it's not just the brain, your entire physiology has to function, support. Then only you can actually perform at peak levels. So that made me to understand the science of biohacking. Interestingly, I went deeper into this subject for the last 4 years. That's where I said human peak performance and longevity research. And I happened to write a book on that, The Making of the Superhuman, which was well accepted by people, because as I'm not a medical doctor, I use common man's language, and so people understand it very well. So what I'm trying to share today is the last 2-3 years of research, what we have done, and how we are implementing that to empower people to take charge of their own health. That's what biohacking is all about, in simple language. Hacking your own biology. It is not self-medication, by the way. It is basically hacking your own biology, because we know that the medical care is required when it is required. But if you fail, that is what we tell people, if you fail to take charge of your own health, then you cannot blame the doctors or the medical fraternity that things are not happening. Now, that is where all those, whatever we are doing right now comes into picture. When we talk about biohacking, the first thing what I understood was that if you want to hack anything, you need to decode it. You need to decode the information. And when it comes to human physiology, the 2 major information, as you know, so one is the genetic and second is the metabolic. And most of the time we know various ways by which we can actually decode the metabolic processes. That is where we started working on the genetic part. So we had a good team, and we are having a good team of geneticists and bioinformaticians who understand the language of decoding. So the last 2 years back, we got into the personal genomic testing, where we try to decode the information. around 250 health conditions we decode, where we understand what kind of risk factors people are carrying, what kind of gene variants people are carrying, and based on the gene variants, what kind of high risk they are carrying. And also we went one level deeper to understand something like, if somebody has got a heart disease, higher risk for heart disease, why? Is there any other correlations? And we find that people who are having a higher risk for heart disease, most of them have got a higher risk for lower levels of homocysteine. And then we again triggered and we went deeper. We have a very good research team. So we went deeper on the subject, and we found that people who are having a higher risk for lower levels of homocysteine, most of them, almost 90% of them, have a lower concentration, a genetic level. They have a lower concentration of vitamin B9 or B6 or B12. And specifically, we can spot what exactly is happening inside. So this has been going on, and interestingly, what happened was that we found that just by making people aware about the higher risk or the diseases for which they carry higher risk, people are becoming more panicked. So that is where we decided, okay, we need to give solutions. So we asked people to download an app. We have an app by name Eplimo, EPLIMO, that is epigenetic lifestyle modification. So Eplimo, so we asked people to download the app, and we have 69 questions in that, which is a curated questions, a metabolic, basically about to know about the present health conditions. And we use artificial intelligence to correlate the data from the genetic and also the metabolic, and come out with a highly personalized lifestyle modification plan, which we call it as the Eplimo program for a person. We consider something like an operating manual for a person for the rest of their life. So this we have been doing for the last 2 years, and with exceptionally good results. A lot of people have started seeing actual transformation happening in their physiology, psychology, and overall life. And interestingly, what happened was that many of the doctors, some of the multi-specialty hospitals, even fitness trainers, dietitians, many, I would rather say, experts or fraternities in the field of healthcare and wellness started using this program to personalize their services to their clients. For example, a dietitian can actually very well personalize a diet plan, because most of you must be knowing, I don't require to tell you that the keto diet has become something big in the world. At the same time, it is giving results to some people, majority, but a lot of people are getting that kidney damage in the process. When we do the Eplimo process, we really understand that if somebody has got a impaired fat metabolism, if there is a genetic variant which causing the impaired fat metabolism, and a dietitian can very well tell the patient or the customer that if a keto diet is not going to work for you, it's going to give negative results to that person. So we can be very specific. Another factor which we found, which is very useful for the fitness trainers, is a QT interval. So where we found that many people carry this genetic variant which causes prolonged QT or intervals. And anybody who's got a prolonged QT interval, we found that they have a higher chance of heart-related challenges when they get into a high-intensity training. So they can avoid HIIT, which is a fashion nowadays for any gym trainer. Now, we found almost all the health and wellness professionals are getting benefited from the Eplimo. We found Eplimo something like Intel Inside, which can actually enhance the service of a health and wellness professional or institution. That's where we started working closely with many of the professionals, and we found that there is an opportunity to bring them together in an ecosystem where people can connect with the right kind of people. See, we all know one thing, that when it comes to diseases, we know where to go to. As a common man, I know where to go to, which doctor I should go to. But to maintain health, who to approach is a question mark for people. Should I go to a fitness trainer? Should I go to a dietitian? It's a question mark. So there is no one who can actually advise me on the holistic way to maintain good health. That's where we found a space, and each of those persons, like if it's a yoga trainer, they talk something, and if you go to Ayurveda, they talk something else, and if you go to a Siddha, they talk something completely different things. And there are conflicting statements, Somebody says banana is good, somebody is saying banana is bad. So it's conflicting. That's when we thought, why not we build up an ecosystem where everybody get a chance to practice their own things, at the same time complement and contribute to one another. That's where we came out and we started working on this project of connecting the lifestyle modifications with blockchain. Because blockchain technology, for all the health professionals, just for information, some of you must be definitely studying about it, but still, just to let you know, is that it is an exciting technology, which is the next level of internet, which gives you decentralized platform. That's the most beneficial thing. Right now, internet has given us a freedom, freedom to communicate. You can send messages, you can actually do Zoom calls, video calls, whatever. But at the same time, these are all centralized. The data is captured by somebody. Google knows what's going on. Google knows where you are right now. Facebook knows what you're doing right now. It's a bit scary, but that's a fact of life. That's where the decentralized technology has got a role to play. And that is from 2008 onwards, the world has been moving towards the decentralized world. That means decentralized finance, decentralized technologies. Because in 2008-9, you must be knowing that there has been a crisis in the US. The two major banks crashed down. That's the time everybody actually woke up. Trillions of dollars vanished. And everybody thought in the bank, my money is safe. Then they realized, why the hell I should put this money into the bank? Why can't I have keep my money with me? And that is where all the techies in the Silicon Valley started thinking about, why don't we look at a decentralized format rather than a centralized format? Because internet is making things more and more centralized. So when it comes to decentralized, the major advantage in the health space is that one can store his own data in his own capacity using a private block. So there is technology available called Hyperledger technology, which we are using to store health data in their own blocks, so that 100% secure, privacy is there. And more than that, you must be knowing that the health data storage is a big business. It's a $16.8 billion business, which is going to be $40 billion by 2026. And who makes money? Hope some of those parties may, whether they're here or not, I don't know, but who makes money? The diagnostic labs, the hospitals make money. Customer, I have never got any money for, nobody has told me that your data has been used. Now why not? I get an opportunity to store my own data, including my genomic data and metabolic data, in my own private block, with my own private key, and I can give access to the research companies and let the research companies access my data and give me money. So that's what is we are making that possible. So we formed a new universe using the blockchain technology, decentralized technology. There is a new word which is coming up, which is called decentralized health. That's what we are actually doing right now. And we have created this as Lemoverse. Lemoverse, lifestyle modification, new universe. We can call it as the metaverse of health, because metaverse is the new in thing right now. Okay, now I will just run you through a few slides so that you will understand what is the relevance of this kind of a subject right now. Whether you like it or not, some people may look at it a conventional way, but things are changing so fast. I just want to be very clear with you. The way things are changing, the changes which used to happen 50 years right now happening in 5 years. That's the speed at which things are changing. So if you don't adapt to the change, whether you're a health professional, IT, whatever it is, we will be obsolete. That's where we are standing right now. Now let us look at some of those factors what we are doing right now, or rather some of the critical factors which we found. We have a very strong research team. They continuously do engage into research. We found that a middle class family is just one hospital bill away from poverty. I didn't say this. I picked it up from a statement by a lady who put it in a LinkedIn. It was a LinkedIn post. She was a software engineer. At the age of 32, she suffered a stroke, and for 9 months she was under treatment. And by the time she lost the job, she was back to the village, and she lost everything. So this was her statement. And COVID-19 also made this statement very true. People are realizing the fact that wellness is cheaper than illness, but they don't know how to achieve it. Nobody's there to help them. People think that fitness centers can help them. They go and they are put into some or other fitness programs. Some people die, some people become fit. Some people die. In India, the last 6 months, 3 celebrities died on the gym floor. With due respect to all the fitness centers. This happened. So, it very clearly says that one man's exercise can be a damage for the other man. One man's food can be damaged for another man. Supplement companies come and sell supplements. And who knows whether you require the supplement or not? Nobody knows. Now, to manage diseases, we have hospital. To manage health, where to go? Staying motivated on wellness programs. Everybody wants to lose weight. Everybody wants to look slimmer, fitter, smarter, sharper, younger. But it requires a lot of discipline. It requires a lot of, commitment. And it's very difficult to stay motivated on that. So these are some of the problems we identified at Lemoverse. Lemoverse is an extension of VRoots, which is actually getting into the blockchain. Now, we have identified these problems. Life expectancy is increasing. I don't require to say about that. It's a very clear statement. But whether it is life is getting extended or death is getting extended, it's a question mark. We should thank, I always tell people, should thank the medical technology. My father died because of heart attack long back. That time angioplasty was not there, unfortunately. Had angioplasty been there, he would have been living more. But anybody who is suffering from any lifestyle disease, their energy levels are down. There is a deterioration of life. Cost of healthcare is going up. Self-care, not self-medication. Self-care is a solution. Health data can be used for that, and advanced devices, we call it as the quantified self tools, which are available right now. We also in India, we're marketing pocket-sized ECG, which is a medical grade US FDA. Anybody can use it at home, so you don't require to go to a lab for every time for an ECG. Tough to stay motivated on following diet and fitness plans, getting rewarded, and stay healthy. Getting rewarded for staying healthy. Someone just imagine, if I'm going to tell you that I'm going to give you 1,000 pounds for every kilo you lose, I think some people may vanish into thin air. So, if there can be motivation. Wellness is unorganized as different protocols sometimes contradict. An ecosystem where everybody has got the freedom to practice. Okay. So, I just want to quote from the Future of Health. I'm sure that as health professionals, you all must have referred to this journal. This is one of the best research papers which has been come out. The Future of Health by Deloitte. Deloitte is one among the top 5 research companies, consulting companies in the world. They did an extensive research on what's going to happen about the healthcare industry for the next, till 2040. It's a very, very exhaustive research paper. They say 6 key factors, key areas where the healthcare industry is going to move. Now what they're talking about is that right now preventive health and wellness is only 20% of the entire healthcare industry, which will be moving to 60% of the entire healthcare industry by 2040, which is a big piece of information. And how does it going to happen? 6 factors. 1, data sharing. People should be empowered to take, have their data in their hand, and they can share the data with whomever they want, like in the sense hospitals or maybe whatever. Interoperability. When I have my data with me, and using the data, I may be able to use a device, I may be able to get a support from a doctor, I may be able to get a support from a dietitian. So interoperability of the data, equitable access. Equitable access means be in Dubai, but you can actually get an access from a doctor in the US or anywhere. The boundaries don't match, don't count. Empowered consumers, this is very crucial. The world is changing where people are getting empowered and they need to be empowered. The healthcare industry has to empower people to take charge of their own health. Behavior change, just like what I said. If people want to lose weight, but behavior change is the challenge. They want to put new habits. So that is where behavior change is required. And scientific breakthrough. These are the 6 core areas which actually requires and to collectively transform the existing health system from treatment-based reactionary care to prevention and well-being. The traditional boundaries of this industry will dissolve. This is not what I'm saying. This is what Deloitte, after doing extensive research, they're saying. And this report is available for public. You can actually download the PDF format. You can check The Future of Health 2040 by Deloitte. The traditional boundaries of this industry will dissolve and new roles will emerge. This is very crucial, especially for healthcare professionals should know that there are new roles which are going to emerge. Health coaches are coming up, lifestyle coaches are coming up. The new roles are coming up. The new roles will emerge in the future of health as exponential innovation propels the industry towards 2040. And these are the 6 core areas. Data sharing, consumers extract own health data using devices which when shared lead to highly precise preventive health interference. Interoperability of data. Disconnected components of health and wellness will be replaced by a system where various stakeholders, doctors, yoga practitioners, they can provide highly personalized solutions based on shared data. Equitable access. Barriers because of geography and resources will be broken. Empowered consumers. Highly personalized health information can make consumers take an active role in maintaining well-being. This is very important, empowered consumers. Behavior change. Research proves that wearable activity tracker combined with goal setting, competition and gamification increase physical activity amongst overweight and obese people. Okay? Scientific breakthrough. Actionable health insights driven by interoperable data and artificial intelligence could help clinicians and patients to identify illness well in advance. And coincidentally, the project what we are working on covers all the 6 areas. So that's something which was quite exciting to us. When we started, we started doing it without knowing it, but later on we found that it was quite reinforcing that this is the way things are changing. Now at Lemoverse, we have the convergence of personal genomics, artificial intelligence, IoT, Internet of Things, blockchain, Web3 and gamification. We bring all those things together. And this is the way we work on. We are actually connecting the health and wellness professionals globally onto a platform, which will be for a user will be an app, but the behind will be a blockchain technology. It's a blockchain-based app where we have 3 layers. One, the server is the layer which is open for anybody, where the consumers can come, the people can come, the patients can come. Anyone, any health professional, wellness professionals can give their knowledge. Maybe it can be videos, it can be contents, they can consume it free. Then consultations can happen on a decentralized way, where Loka is a layer where they can get in, they can subscribe to Loka, and that is where they can actually get consultations. We have so many interesting 7 different projects for the users. 7 different projects to maintain health. And our formula is stay healthy and you can make wealth and you don't require to do anything else. Even we are going to reward people when they do exercise. If they are getting disciplined on maintaining good health practices, we are going to reward them. That's the way we have designed this entire formula. So this is, in short, our ecosystem, what we are building. And we are building an economy inside this ecosystem. Because you must be knowing that the blockchains work on something called smart contracts. So when it comes to smart contract, there's the possibility of a digital token or a crypto token, what we call about. So that is where all this crypto thing happening. But actually, these crypto or the digital tokens are used for powering a smart contract inside an ecosystem. So our ecosystem comprises of health and wellness professionals. You can see that the dietitians, spas, doctors, clinics, yoga studios, all come in that golden ring. And we have 7 different types of projects by which the users can get engaged with the practitioners and institutions. And this creates an unbelievable ecosystem where people are empowered, clinicians, health practitioners, professionals and institutions, can get better results because they are motivated to execute. That's the most important thing. Even if you give a kind of a solution to a patient or a customer or a client, whichever way you call, if they are not motivated to do it, so the system actually gives them enough opportunity to get motivated. They can actually get motivated themselves. That's the most exciting part of it. So I just want to welcome all of you to understand more about it. You can actually check our website, lemoverse.io. We have our counter also here. You can actually come and we can actually discuss. But I just wanted to close my session by saying that the most important thing right now is that the future, if someone is looking for the future, they have to create it right now. That's the level at which things are happening. Nobody's going to create a future for anybody else. And things are changing so fast, whether we like it or not. Sometimes when I do present, this is actually the last 1 week I'm doing the 3rd keynote. The first keynote I did was in the Crypto Expo, and the second one was the World Blockchain Summit. So for World Blockchain Summit, they were looking at why this guy is talking about health. Okay, maybe you must be thinking about, some of you may be thinking that why this guy is talking about blockchain. Please understand, convergence, collaboration, and connectivity is going to be the key for the world right now. Right now, it is not going to be, your expertise is very much required, but unless and until you don't have the influence on people, unless and until you are not reaching out to the public, unless and until people are not listening to you, you know, your service, your knowledge will not have that value. So, Lemoverse is one opportunity for all the health and wellness professionals, institutions to reach out to the world and give their best. So thank you so much. Thank you, Health 2.0 conference. You know, it has been a wonderful platform. So thank you so much. We are available. I will be here around so we can discuss and wish you all the very best. God bless you. Thank you.
Health is wealth is an old proverb. Even after knowing this, how many of us really pay attention to this? In fact, we all are forgetting health in the process of creating wealth. Result, this wealth called health gets depreciated with time and we become unhealthy and broke. Imagine the old proverb becomes a reality. Health is not just wealth, it becomes a valuable asset which appreciates value with time. Welcome to the new world. Lemoverse, a global health and wellness ecosystem built on blockchain, where health is truly the wealth. It is money. It is an asset, a new economy where health becomes encashable and tradable. Lemoverse stands to empower people to take charge of their own health and well-being, so as to live a long, healthy and productive life, contributing the best to the family, society, and the world at large. Lemoverse connects the health seekers with wellness institutions and practitioners from around the globe and provides access to world-class products and services offered by Lemoverse partner organizations for helping people to hack their own body and mind. Sitting in New York, you can get trained by a yoga acharya from India and get your Mediterranean diet plan done by a dietitian from Italy. Lemoverse is inspired by the personal health movement started by Eplimo, by internationally acclaimed biohacker, wellness evangelist, and author of the book, The Making of a Superhuman, Mr. Sanjiv Nair. Thousands of people have undergone the Eplimo program and upgraded their health and well-being. Eplimo means epigenetic lifestyle modification, which is based on personal genomics and metabolic assessments converged using artificial intelligence. Lemoverse is taking the personalized health movement to the next level using futuristic possibilities like blockchain, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and Metaverse. The decentralized ecosystem of Lemoverse is powered by Lemo, a powerful utility token which will emerge as the ultimate transaction instrument in the wellness industry. Lemo is creating a wellness economy on Web3, which is decentralized, transparent, global, and governed by the community. As there is only a limited supply of limos in the Lemoverse, and as the community gains strength in numbers with higher transaction volume, Lemo is expected to grow its asset value day by day. In Lemoverse, you can explore various ways to create wealth by just staying healthy. The sweat pool rewards you with limos every day for the exercises you do. The wealth pool fills your wallet every day when you work towards your health goals with absolute discipline based on Eplimo recommendations. If you are a wellness practitioner, you can earn limos for providing your services. People can avail products and services from the partner organizations using limos. If you are a wellness evangelist or a transformation coach, you can participate in the creator pool and start earning limos for sharing your knowledge. Lemoverse also provides the creators with Launchpad, a highly advanced automated digital marketing platform using which you can create, launch, market and monetize your programs, courses and services. Once you do your Lemo, you get highly curated genomic and metabolic data which you can store in your own private blog. Research companies will reward you in Lemoverse for giving limited access to your health data. Games are found to be the best way to inspire people to stay fit. How about creating wealth by playing games? The Gamify project of Lemoverse makes you wealthier as you become fitter. Lemoverse becomes the metaverse of health, when you can experience this new world using augmented reality, virtual reality, extended reality devices. You can do yoga in Hawaiian beaches, meditate sitting in the middle of a jungle, do sessions in the space. Experience all these sitting at home using the power of Metaverse. Lemoverse is not just a blockchain-based ecosystem. Lemo is not just another utility token. We are going to witness the biggest revolution in the health and wellness, where people are empowered physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially to take charge of their own health and well-being. Join this new world, this new economy, and start living a life of health, wealth, and happiness.